started. When I was growing up, I would always admire guest speakers or ministers who would stand before an audience and acknowledge their wives. I always thought that was cool. And, I said to myself, one day when I get older, I'm going to have the opportunity to speak, and I'm going to be married, and my wife is going to be in the audience, and I will say, like I'm receiving an Oscar, I'd like to thank my beautiful wife for putting up with me all of these years and for supporting me and loving me. So I am speaking this afternoon, and I am married, and I'm in front of an audience, and my wife is here. And although we have not been married very long, protocol having already been established, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my wife for supporting me and for traveling here with me today. I'd like to quote Dr. Martin Luther King when he said, "Everybody can be great because anybody can serve." You don't have to have a master's degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. All you need is a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. The subject for today is greatness and service. For the month of February, we celebrate Black History Month. And a lot of people have an opinion about whether we should celebrate or whether we shouldn't, for a lot of different reasons. Some people feel that we shouldn't celebrate Black History Month exclusively, and some people feel that we shouldn't celebrate Black History Month just for 1 month, but we should celebrate it for an entire year, and it should be connected with the standard course of study. But it's bigger than when and how long we should celebrate. And the month of February was chosen because to acknowledge the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln's birthday, also to celebrate Frederick Douglass, who was a leader of the abolitionist movement. And that's important to know. But a better question is, why should we celebrate the contributions that African Americans have made on our nation? One of the reasons is because as African Americans, we cannot know where we are going until we know where we have come from. How can you truly appreciate the fact that the 44th President of the United States of America is an African American man if you do not know that at one point, well, actually, African Americans weren't granted the right fully to vote until the Voting Rights Act of 1965. How can we appreciate the black CEOs and engineers of the 21st century if we don't know about the inventors and the innovators of the 20th century that led the way and that made all of these astonishing accomplishments despite the resolution and oppositions that they faced? We have always been great as African Americans, even as slaves. And I don't mean that in an arrogant sense, but everybody can be great because anyone can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to have your subject and verb agree to serve. All you need is a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. Say yes. Yes. Let's talk about service. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. Sometimes when we become educated, we look down upon people who do not have degrees or education. But we cannot forget about the Harriet Tubmans of our society today. When we think about great people such as Harriet Tubman, we think about the fact that she helped rescue over 70 slaves without a college degree. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. Many times as Christians, we like to sit and wait and let God do all of the work. And sometimes, we'll pray and we'll wait and we'll expect to get results without putting in any effort. And we become too good to lift a finger. But the Bible tells us that faith without works is dead. In the book of James, the 2nd chapter, 26th verse, it reads, "For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also." We've got to put in work, and we've got to serve. And not just the bare minimum. because it is within the extra bowel that we receive our blessing. What is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? It's the extra. No one wants to be described as average or ordinary. We all have the ability to be above average because we all have the secret to greatness. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. Do all that you can do with what you have, and then let God take care of the rest. The Bible reads in 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, the 4th through the 7th verse, the Bible describes love as patient and kind. It goes on to describe love as not something that envies. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking, and is not easily angered. Love keeps no record of wrongs. Say yes. Yes. Love does not delight in the evils, but rejoices within the truth. Love perseveres. Now, this love that the Bible is talking about is not selective, meaning that it's not limited to one race or one culture. Furthermore, if we are to have these souls that are generated by love, then we should not have selective service. And I love this quote by Dr. King because it is so inclusive and global when he says everybody can be great because anybody can serve. We've all had help along the way, and we are all connected. Yes, our heritage is unique, but all the cultures of the world, all the unique cultures of the world, make this world a beautiful place that we live in. If you have studied the great Dr. King, then you know that Dr. King studied the nonviolent teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. And if you go on to study Gandhi, then you'll know that Gandhi read about passive resistance from the teachings of Henry David Thoreau. And again, we are all connected. This is just an example to show of how connected we all truly are. Okay, I have a pop quiz. This month, we celebrate Black History Month. Who can tell me when we celebrate Women's History? March, correct. 1 for 1. All right, who can tell me when we celebrate Native American Heritage Month?
September.
I believe it's November.
Oh, that's right. Hispanic.
Well, okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
Y'all are messing me up. Okay. I believe it's November. And the reason I said it was November because I remembered it because it was connected to Thanksgiving. But, okay, well, I'll give you that one. 2 for 2. All right, third and final question. When do we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month?
September, because of
that's correct. It begins in September, but it overlaps into October. It begins on September the 15th, and it ends on October the 15th. Okay, how can we? It is very important for us to understand our own culture as well as respect the other cultures that we are demanding the exact same respect from. And if we cannot do that, then we are lost. Black history is a reminder that we are more than slaves. We're more than rappers. We're more than ball players. Yes, we are athletes, but we're also coaches and we're also owners. Yes, we handle luggage at the airport and we fuel the planes, but we're also the pilots and we're also astronauts. Celebrating Black history gives us names to the shoulders of the people that we stand on, that have blazed the trails for us. By show of hands, how many of you have seen the movie The Help or read the book The Help? All right, hands down. If you have not seen the movie, then you can borrow Pastor Echols' bootleg copy. He's got it. If you ask him nicely, he may let you. I'm just playing. I'm just I probably won't let you argue. Well, in the movie The Help, this movie, the story shows the fortitude and the dedication of the household help, the African American women who cleaned the homes and cared for the children and cooked the food of white families in Mississippi during the 60s. Now, one of the main characters' name was Abilene Clark. And Abilene Clark cared for the Leafold family's home and their children. Now, their oldest child was about 2 or 3 years old, and this child did not get much positive reinforcement from the mother because, I guess by her standards, the child was a little unattractive or a little overweight for her age. But Abilene, she loved this child, and as she would fix the child's hair and fix her clothes and get her ready for the day, she would say to this child, repeat after me. She said, "You is kind, you is smart, you is important." And when this child would recite those words, her face would light up and it would glow. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. Say yes.
Yes.
And again, it is hard, it is difficult to love those who have mistreated us. But again, love keeps no record of wrong. Focusing on the hurtful moments can be painful when you think about how we were treated in the 60s and before. But do not use the past to make you bitter. Use it to make you better. A year and a half now, about a year and a half, I've been known for my 2 words of inspiration, my 2 word sayings like give more, live life, pray often, become better. And we're all inspired in different ways. Also, one of the major themes of the movie The Help, which is written across the cover of the book, was change begins with a whisper. And sometimes motivating ourselves can be as simple as saying the words keep going, or pray harder, or push harder. But today's 2 words of inspiration are be great. Everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. All you need is a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. To drive that message a little bit further home today, I brought bookmarks. Now, I know technology is moving at such a rate that in about 5 years we won't have any books with all these Kindles and iPads and everything. But for those of you who still carry around these dinosaurs, if you would like a bookmark, I brought one for everyone, and it is just a reminder of everyone's greatness and the potential that we all have. Thank you all for your attention today. You've been great. I appreciate it.